Hello again, and welcome back to another episode of the Circulatory Network. Here we are, we loaded up. So, from last time, we got our finances in order. We got our loan paid off and we got 10 grand in the bank now. We have our farm producing. Well, it's up. It's 108. It started at 36. It's quadruple. It should be 128 or so. We're trying to figure out how to get 3 crates of farm supplies every 3 months. We have a farm supply train. Where is it? There we go. Click on the blinking thing. Where is it? Here. On its way back to pick up more supplies from this station. Should have a full load and go straight back and deliver them to the farm. The farm is taking the livestock to the stockyard, making hamburgers, and today's mission, should we choose to accept it, is to deliver it as food here. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to switch the delivery station to here. Normally I want to stick with this principle of the main line. So if we're going to take the food, we're going to extend the main line like this and come down here and deliver the food to the hotel, and then we'll have a junction available to go up this way should there be anything of interest to go up here. Metal, chemicals, goods and manufacturing supplies. Okay, 2 crates per 8,000 chemicals, so that's not great return for chemicals. You're only getting 1 in 4, and 6 crates for 8 tons of metal. Well, we don't have. I'll just stir my tea here. We don't have any metal production yet, but we'll work on that. At the moment, I'm just trying to extend with what we have available to us. So, okay, so let's continue with our principle. We're going to extend the network. Okay. It may seem like I'm, what is he doing? Could be going straight there. But this is the idea is to create a network, not to create direct links. Need money. It is expensive, all this track building. So it does eat up the cash. And not enough cash already. Okay, come along here, and we're going to come along. We're going to meet, have a little angle, and we're going to meet there. Makes things easier to build. And we're going to come up here, and that should be joining this one. There we go. So now we go up and around, and we'll come down. Now, what are we going to do? Well, it's quite convenient, really. Let's do something simple. This is just a delivery station, so I'll stick with the principle. Okay. Keep it away from the town. I don't like the towns. Okay, pop it there. So now we'll probably actually divert this main line to go along this way, because we're going to want to service these factories, so we want to be coming in between them. So something like there, maybe up a bit, yeah, there. Okay, so oops, we didn't really want to do that, silly bitty. But now that we've done it, okay, is that right? No money. Wait for some money. I'll borrow some. So there was it. Right. Just so that I have a marker, so that I know. So that train is going to come out like that. And that is going to be the main line. Going like that. So this one is going to come in and go down like that. And this one is going to come and go down like this. On its way past. Oh, now that noise means that we didn't make a good profit last year. Disappointed noise, was it? Oh no, we did make a good profit last year. 167 our trains are now up to. Okay, so this train is going to be coming down the left. Drive it on the left, so we're going to be coming down this way. So we'll be coming off the main line. Let's see. Here. And coming down to deliver. Here. And then we want to be rejoining the main line. Q. Okay, can't do that. Okay, Q. Pretty horrible junction, but once again, no track crossing, and okay, and so this is the main line, which will continue. We'll just rip this up for now. I don't want to pay this maintenance in the meantime. It does cost me a horrendous amount of money, but it serves me right for being stupid. Okay. Alright. We'll connect that up. We'll put station down. We'll make it symmetrical. There we go. Now, join there. Join there. It doesn't really matter which one you have as the in for the goods and which one is the out. Okay, and we want. Oh, wrong signal again. R for remove. R for remove. Right. That's the wrong way. And do we have one here? I want it there. Take that away. Okay. We need to connect. We don't want this now. We want to be coming underneath. So we'll prepare that. Once this train's gone. We don't want any trains crossing any, we don't want any tracks crossing any tracks. That causes delays, causes jam ups. So we just try and avoid having any tracks crossing any tracks. And a little tunnel. Tunnels are not expensive. Look at tunnel here. 2,000. There's 1, 2, 3 pieces of track. So that would cost you 360 anyway. So I mean it's really only an extra 1,500. And you don't have any trains crossing the tracks, which is a cause of. Oh, I remember. I think I have a signal the wrong way here. Yes. I spotted that when I was watching. Okay, so now we have this. We need to connect. This is now going in both directions, so we need to have outs and ins in both directions. So that's an out to go left. And now we need an in from the right, so we can just do the simple thing here. Let's come in there. Q. And there's a little tunnel to bring us in. And this will be the food train when it returns empty to get filled up again. Okay, X. Okay, and that is the food return sorted out. Well, it's not so much the food return, it is the return for the trains coming from this direction, which is what you have to be thinking about. Every station has to be accessible in both directions, especially if it's in the middle of a network. Okay, so that's done. So now we can put a food train and deliver to the hotel. So let's go to the depot and we will get a new train. We will get a Gaza Cheney and we want food van. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough money. Oh, only 30,000 that we've had to borrow to do all this. 5. Okay. So we go here. We get a full load. And we go to here. Okay. Now this is not correct because I don't have an entrance and an exit in both directions for this horrible little station, but you know, at the beginning everything is, consider everything to be temporary. Okay, now we have no signals, so let's put signals on this line. Expensive business, but it's done. Okay, and a signal here and a signal at the end of the platform, forcing the trains to keep going in the right direction. Okay, so now we've added the food into the loop. Okay, horse market, very nice. Now, I think we should, let's get a couple of trains. What do we want to look at? What do we want to look at now? We want to look at the food. And keep an eye on the farm supplies. How's about that? Okay, and then we're going to manage the trains. We're going to tidy up all our trains. So how much has he got? Just to 5%. So we'll be waiting for some chemicals. So let's tidy up our groups so we can get a hold on this. So food to McDonald's. Okay, so we got food to McDonald's, and we got farm supply distribution. We only have one farm at the moment, but I like to have the farm supply and the engineering supply distributions have their own group so that I can see what I'm doing with the distributions here. Now these are the livestock trains, I believe. Yeah, cross horse market and waiting for the livestock. So this is livestock to market. Okay, and these two trains go in here. Okay, so let's have a look and see how our different routes are doing. Chemicals route, yeah, it's just making 9,000 a year. Farm supply distribution, I'm not really interested in the profits. It's to get the production, the livestock up. But still, we made a little bit of money out of distributing it, so that's great. But the food, well, that's just new. The livestock to the market, well, it's making 35,000, that's good. Oil to the refinery. Ah, now that's down 80,000, and it was 90,000, so do we need another train? What's happening? 58% transported. Okay, well, maybe we need another train now. Okay, so let's add another train into the loop. And petrol, yeah, that's making 13,000 a year, so okay, it's just a start. But you know, don't forget we got our expenses, and I mean, we're spending on infrastructure 74,000 now a year. 21,000 just on signals, 50,000 on track. So 70,000. So our oil to the refinery is making 70. So all the profits from our oil are going on just paying for the network. But that means everything else is making the money. So, but it's the infrastructure cost is currently too high. We really need a lot more trains on this network. But we started with minimal industries, so we can't expect to have a lot of money, shall we say, coming in, because we don't have much in the way of industry at the moment. So we keep the costs. A lot of whistles going on, which means trains are moving, which is good, or at least trains that we can see. So that's filling up and one waiting. So maybe that wasn't necessary, but we'll see. We'll see. It's possible there was some trouble. Trouble at mill. There was trouble at mill. If that train proves unnecessary, we can just delete it. Or we can delete one of the older ones and keep the newer one. Which also increases. The newer your trains are, the more cargo you get from the site distributes the cargo depending on the ratings. It doesn't matter about receiving cargo. So you know, we can be really poor. We can be really poorly rated. I think Edinburgh hate us for some reason. Yeah, poor. Doesn't matter. They still pay for the cargo. Look, here they are building roads over my railway track. You know, this is why I hate building stations in towns. Now, if I want to build another platform, you know, I got to demolish this road. It's in the way. It's just irritating. I don't like building on towns for this very reason. They keep on encroaching on your stations, and they build to your stations because they're attracted to the transport. So they build close to the station. So as soon as you plonk a station down, the town is going to start building around it, which is really irritating. Anyway, that's enough of my personal pet peeves. How is this food train doing? 68%, it's filling up. 84, 92. You know what, let's just send it off at 92 just to see it go the trip. Make sure it can go. Follow it around. Let's follow this train. This food train. See how much the food pays. If you have a train with, yeah, so cargo distribution, so it distributes basically 80%, around about, it will give you 80% is about the maximum that you will get, and the other 20% is reserved for, like, if you had a competitor that arrived, if you're playing in multiplayer or if you're playing against AI, if the AI was to build a station, it would pick up that 20%, that's the slack, if you like, that's always available, the 20%. And if their station ratings are better than your station ratings, if they have more modern trains, if they have a higher frequency of trains, etc., etc., you know, which is also an argument for having less carriages. You know, you can sometimes get more production, more percentage of the production by having two trains with 3 carriages rather than one train with 6 that makes a long trip, because you always have a train waiting at the station, and so you get a higher proportion of the produced goods. When you're playing on your own, it doesn't really matter. It's just a question of how well liked you are, and it only affects, like I say, pickup things. Okay, 9,000 that we got for that, and that's a short trip. It's not far. Okay, we can repay. So we're almost back to even again. This is heading back. There's our farm supply train now completely full. How much do we have waiting here? Absolutely nothing. So we were wise to send off our food train. We'll have another one of those. There we are. Now we can repay everything. So the next question is, where do we go next? What's this? Timber and chemicals. And it makes building materials and engineering supplies. Engineering supplies. So if we deliver chemicals here, we will get engineering supplies. If we now, so here is a dilemma. What's happening there? Why was that train waiting? Oh yes, it was waiting for that one to pass, right. So now now what is happening now? Aha, it's going for a service. So let's see what happens now. You see this train is going for a service, it's going to get lost. Right, it's not going to know where to go now. Why didn't it go to this one for a service? Okay, so now it's stopped. Was that something I did, I wonder? Anyway, it's carrying on, it's trying to get to here. So normally what it should do now that it's lost, this is quite good, so it shows you what happens on a circular network when a train gets lost. So now normally what it should do that it's lost, it should turn into this station, and it will try and go through. If there's an empty platform, it will find it. There we are, there's an empty platform. It will find it, and it will go round, it will stop at the station. That will become maybe implicit in its orders, no. Okay, so now it will go round. This was not a good thing to happen, by the way, but it's quite a good illustration of what happens when you have a circular network when your train gets lost. It finds its way back because now it will go out here, and now it knows it can find its way to where it wants to go. It's now going in the right direction. So that is the purpose as well of having these sidings go in both directions. When your train does get lost, when it goes off for a service in some strange place, it will take the first opportunity to do a U-turn. You could also, you could build a little siding and a tunnel underneath, and a little siding like that, and then you would have a sort of a U-turn facility in the middle of the track. You could build those if you find that this is happening a lot with your trains. You see that train, it must have wanted a service when it was here, and this is closer than this depot here. It will go to the closest depot. So you see, to stop that problem, I could probably move that depot down to here if I wanted to. If it was a recurring problem, if it irritated me, if I noticed it enough. Because once again, with this circulatory network, when you know that the trains are going to find their way, so you don't have to worry about them, just set them off on their way. So you don't spend a lot of time watching trains. You spend a lot more time building your network, and I'm doing it here to illustrate how things work. But normally I would be beavering away, spending that available money building more lines, extending. Here we go. This is going to increase the farm production. We're back down at 36. So, you see now the dilemma we have is the chemicals. Now, the calculation goes something like this. So, if I stop delivering the chemicals to here, then I stop getting the farm supplies, which reduces the livestock production. So that creates a knock-on effect to the livestock to here, and then that creates a knock-on effect to filling up the food. So if I reduce that, it is going to cause disruption right throughout my supply chain. However, if I deliver to here and get the engineering supplies, I can take the engineering supplies to the oil well, which will increase the oil production, and then I can have more trains handling the oil production, which will mean that I will produce more chemicals, which will mean that then I could maybe take the chemicals to here and to here, if I have enough of them. So that is something to definitely consider, because that is not a tremendously great distance. So think about that. So that's the question. What do you think? I won't make the next episode. I'll wait and see if anybody watches these things, and maybe we can have, well, maybe that's presumptuous of me, thinking that people might be interested in my videos. Okay, it will stay a dilemma. So what to do? Supply the chemicals to here and muck up all of this. for a long-term return. I think that's a very good thing to do. Maybe I can reduce it by half. Maybe I can make smaller trains and have 2 smaller chemical trains and try and maintain both services. Or maybe I could find some more chemicals. All different possibilities. So what I'll do is I'll save the game, I'll have a look at the map, and I'll have a bit of a decision, and then I'll decide what to do in the next episode. So there we are. This episode we extended to the food. Once again, we've now extended this line, you see, and it's almost coming around in a circle. We can almost connect it up and have a circle, a circulatory network that goes also in a big circle there, which would be very handy, because then trains can go in different directions. You know, your train can go this way around the circle, or it can go that way around the circle. It can make its choice. So if you get jam-ups, it can also relieve congestion. If you've got too much traffic, for example, if you've got a very popular line this way and it's all jammed up and this train is going from here to here, the train might decide to go around that way to get to the station rather than go this way. So there we are. Okay, that is enough for this episode. I will pause it there. We've got now 40,000. We've got we're making 180,000 from our trains. And once again, I haven't really been focusing on the most profitable things to do. I have been focusing on laying down the framework for the network, and hopefully we will get more production facilities appearing on this land, or over here, or even down here in this corner we haven't touched yet. Oh, what is this down here? Sandbank. Okay, what does that give us? Fish. Aha. Now fish pays a lot, but I think we need a fish processing plant, and I think those are I think the only one we've got is way up here. Miles away. Anyway, there we are. That's it. Progress is very solid. I'm very happy with the way things are going. And we'll probably look at integrating. Well, I'm really, you know, I really want to do this, get the engineering supplies. But then I also would quite like to bring the sugar beet to here. But for all of this, we need more oil to be produced. So I really think that is the way to do it. I think I'm going to switch the chemical delivery to here, at least in the short term, and get engineering supplies and try and get the oil refinery. So that, I think, will be the next episode's goal. Let's save the game. FIRS, what was it? FIRS part 5. My saves don't correspond to the episode number. 5. Okay. That's ready for next time. Okay. See you next video. Bye.